Hey guys, Merc here. Today I'll be taking a look at Assassin's Creed Origins. It is one of the most beautiful and well-crafted games I've ever played. There's a few things that have changed from the previous games in this one. The combat's been revamped, you have way more customization, and the game world is absolutely huge. If you thought any of the previous Assassin's Creed games had big maps, this is going to blow your mind, because it blew my mind, sincerely. What gets me about this particular game world is the whole massive map is intricately detailed and actually feels like a living place. I've played a lot of video games, and very few have had the attention to detail that turns a game world into a living game world. The NPCs all react intuitively, the animals behave as animals would, from cats chilling around your feet if you stay in the same spot too long in certain city areas, to the aggression and instinct you see in the game's predators like hyenas and crocodiles. All the detail really does make you feel like a part of the world. I'll often find myself just staring off into the sunset or at a picturesque waterway the same way I would if I saw it with my own eyes. You can get around the place on horse, camel, chariot, boat. Like, cruising around on a boat may be my favorite method of transport. There's something very, very relaxing about paddling down one of ancient Egypt's pristine waterways. Because I cannot overstate this enough, this game is beautiful. I'd almost go as far as calling it a masterpiece. And the game's photo mode lets you get some cool screenshots as keepsakes for your journey. The exploration in this game is also quite satisfying. It doesn't ever really feel like you're visiting the same location twice. You'll find yourself anywhere from a temple underwater, to a vast desert, to a jungle, or mountains. There's quests and secrets to find all over the map, as is the norm with any Assassin's Creed game. Kind of less collectibles this time round, which, in my opinion, is a good thing. And apart from the level barriers, you're pretty much free to experience everything as you please. The Egyptian setting really brings extra excitement to searching out treasure. Finding yourself in a cobweb-laden, pitch-black tomb, and lighting it up with your torch for the first time in hundreds of years. Seeing the cobwebs sparkle and disintegrate as the flame touches them. It's pretty magical. The non-player characters in the game feel human and believable, especially the story NPCs, who often have flaws and demons and seemingly real emotions like the rest of us. On the higher graphic settings, it's quite hard to tell the difference between game and real life. The story is rich and offers a tale of loss and revenge, which only gets more interesting as you familiarize yourself with the characters and surroundings involved. There are sci-fi and mythology elements here and there, which I very much enjoyed, as I think it adds a little more mysticism to those ancient times. I'd go into more detail, but I think it's best experienced firsthand. More to come after a brief sponsored break from my current graphics card supplier, Galax. Welcome back, guys. Let's get back into it. The leveling system is new in Origins, joining a whole host of other changes which turned the game from an assassination hack and slash game to something closer to an RPG, while still maintaining the classic stealth, assassination and parkour gameplay that made the series famous. There's an absolute armory of weaponry to choose from. Spears, staves, swords, you name it. And even the bow has quite a few different variants to play around with. There's a talent system which adds a whole lot of depth to the early game combat, which is fairly basic to start off with, allowing you to customize your build as you play to suit your preferred playstyle. The combat takes a little bit of learning if you're used to the combat in the previous games, but once you do get used to it, you'll find it's quite a detailed system, and there are a lot of weapon buffs and even debuffs to experiment with, even after mastering the weapons themselves. Also new, replacing your eagle vision, which let you see through walls to track treasure and NPCs, is an actual eagle. Your new buddy Senu will spot enemies, points of interest, and treasure as you fly him around. As you move about the game world, you'll see him gliding by, and if you stay still for long enough, he'll fly down and land on your arm for a scratch. There are gladiatorial arenas around the map if you feel like getting a little bloodier than usual. There are various challenges and boss fights to overcome. You'll receive EXP, gold, and occasionally gear for winning matches, and it's a good way to kill some time if you're bored. There are also chariot races. I feel like these have slightly less replayability, or maybe I just grew bored of them quickly, but the first few times, at least, felt very epic and cinematic, and after that, the whole going around in a big circle thing just got a bit old. I'd love to see some open world races in a later patch though. I'm yet to get stuck into the DLC, as I'm still in the process of leveling, but I have done all 3 Trials of the Gods so far. Each Trial of the Gods pits you against one of the Egyptian gods you have been hearing about during the game. They're explained as a glitch in the Animus, but either way, they're imposing in size and stature and absolutely dangerous. You'll need to have your wits about you, as there's plenty of things trying to kill you in these multi-stage boss battles. Even with around 100 hours played, I'm yet to even visit almost half the map, and I certainly haven't finished all the quests and activities this game has to offer. All in all, it's a massive, beautiful world that I would sincerely recommend experiencing for yourself. Well worth the purchase price, even better if you catch it on special. I'll be back with the videos soon, looking at the DLC offerings for the game, and checking out the game's historical tour mode. Feel free to drop the video a like if you liked it, and leave me a comment if you'd like to see some more AC Origins content. Until then, this is Merc Out. Cheers.
Ah, look who has returned. Bayek of Siwa. Perfect that you have met us in Heraklion, city of wine, women, whatever a magi like you desires and deserves.
To the Queen.